Every mistake is a map if you stop and study it. Failure isn't the opposite of growth. It's part of the formula. Learn to forgive your past self. They didn't know what you know now. Mistakes are mirrors. They reflect who you were, not who you are. Don't fear the wrong turn. Sometimes it leads to the right path. Growth isn't always graceful. It's often built from missteps. When you fall forward. Take wisdom with the bruises. You're allowed to change your mind after learning better. Errors are just lessons asking for your attention. The wrong decision today can still teach you how to choose tomorrow. Guilt repeats. Learning releases. Stop replaying what went wrong. Study it, then let it rest. Regret is heavy because it carries unprocessed insight. Accept the flaw, refine the pattern. The greatest teachers rarely wear robes, they wear scars. Your mistakes didn't ruin your future, they refined it. Don't aim to erase the past. Aim to grow beyond it. You weren't lost. You were collecting tools in the dark. What you learn after failing stays longer than what you learn in success. Being wrong doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're becoming. Real wisdom is recognizing the same mistake twice and pausing. The best apologies include changed behavior. Mistakes make memory stick. Honor them as bookmarks in your story. Even your detours have a destination. You are not your worst choice. You are who you became after it. Visit the past to learn, not to live there. Stop judging your old self by your new awareness. Yesterday's version of you had different tools. Respect the upgrade. Connect the dots backward, but don't try to rewrite them. Let your old pain become present power. You can carry the lesson without carrying the wound. Your past isn't irrelevant. It's raw material. The person you were is the reason you became who you are. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. Let the past inform you, not define you. Don't bury the past. Recycle it into growth. Past failures often plant seeds for future freedom. Your history is not your destiny, unless you ignore it. Use your past as a reference, not a script. Heal the version of you that made that decision, not just the outcome. Sometimes closure is simply clarity. Old versions of you did their best. Thank them, then move on. Don't drag your history. Walk with it consciously. You're here because of your story, not in spite of it. Learn to honor where you've been, even the messy parts. It's okay to outgrow who you used to be. Revisit the past with wisdom, not shame. The past is a teacher, not a home. Regret is a signal, not a sentence. Carrying guilt won't fix the past, but reflection might. Regret is wasted energy if it doesn't create clarity. The version of you that made that choice needed something. Understand it. You don't need to punish yourself to prove you've changed. Replace "what if" with "what now?" The past is over. Regret just replays the pain without purpose. You owe yourself release, not punishment. Learn the lesson and let the weight go. Let your growth speak louder than your shame. You can mourn what happened without living in it. Stop watering memories that no longer bloom. Regret doesn't protect you. It paralyzes you. Accept that some lessons come late, but they still arrive. Don't confuse regret with responsibility. They're not the same. Self-forgiveness is part of maturity. Guilt should guide you, not consume you. Your healing doesn't require their apology. Even if they never say sorry, you can still set yourself free. You can hold space for pain without holding on to it. Let your healing be louder than your history. Closure sometimes comes from within, not from them. What you regret now may become what you're proud of later. Regret can't rewrite the past, but it can refocus your present. Your life is happening now. Meet it with presence, not punishment. 76 to 100. On emotional growth after failure. Failing with awareness is better than succeeding by accident. Strength isn't perfection, it's evolution. You're allowed to feel disappointed and still move forward. Emotions are data, not definitions. Resilience is built in the rubble, not the victory. A bad decision doesn't mean you're a bad person. Growth hurts. That's how you know it's working. There is dignity in starting over. Shame fades when you name it with compassion. The more you face your fears, the less they define you. Your heart is stronger than your history. You become wiser when you stop hiding your mistakes. Let failure build softness, not cynicism. Sometimes the reset is the reward. Growth means giving your past self a break. What bruised you before may build you now. It's okay to say, I didn't know better. That's where better begins. The most powerful sentence is, I've changed. You don't have to explain your healing. Live it. Be gentle with the version of you that didn't know better. What you call wasted time often held invisible growth. You're not your mistakes. You're your recovery from them. Sometimes the best closure is peace, not answers. The most powerful lesson isn't don't fail, it's don't freeze. Regret ends where responsibility begins. The past only chases you if you keep turning around. A wise heart remembers but doesn't replay. Every version of you was doing the best it could. Trust that. A painful memory can become a powerful message. If it made you softer, it didn't defeat you. Learning to release what didn't serve you is growth in motion. Time spent in reflection is never wasted. You're allowed to be wiser now. Don't apologize for evolving. The hardest lesson is learning to forgive yourself. Start there. You can't heal while hiding. Honesty is the first medicine. The best way to honor a mistake is to walk differently next time. Stop clinging to the version of you that others expect. Your story doesn't need to be rewritten. It needs to be reframed. Accept that you're human, perfectly imperfect, always learning. 251 to 300. Turning pain into purpose. You didn't ruin your life. You outgrew a version of it. Learn to turn your missteps into stepping stones. Just because it hurt doesn't mean it was meaningless. There is no shame in needing a second start. Everything that taught you something was worth the time. The old you isn't your enemy. It's your origin. Mistakes are maps, not prisons. Let your lessons be louder than your regrets. Own your choices, even the wrong ones. They make you real. Sometimes survival was the win, and that's enough. Release the belief that you should have known better. Your scars don't define you, your strength does. Regret fades when wisdom speaks. You only repeat what you haven't yet understood. Let what hurt you become what heals someone else. Every version of you belongs in your story, even the messy ones. Don't edit your past. Explain it to yourself with love. The most valuable pain is the one you learn to grow from. Who you become next is your power, not what you lost before. It's not too late to make peace with your past self. 301 to 350. Mental reframing for daily freedom. You're not too late. You're right on time for your next chapter. The most courageous thing you can do is begin again. Replace regret with reflection, and let that fuel your future. Growth starts with asking, what is this moment teaching me? Wisdom isn't loud. It's often the quiet shift in your thinking. Stop looking for rescue. You've already survived. If it still hurts, it's still teaching you. Don't rush healing. Insight takes time to unfold. Growth is choosing not to be who you used to be. Daily. Let the version of you that hurt rest, and let your wiser self lead. You're evolving, even if no one sees it yet. Peace begins the moment you decide the past doesn't own you. You are allowed to rise again, even if you fell yesterday. Rewrite your should have into what can I do now? Life isn't waiting for perfect. It's waiting for you to begin again. Let your history guide you, not guilt you. Release yourself from old expectations. You've outgrown them. Don't prove yourself to who you were. Be present for who you are. The old you was a seed. This you is the bloom. Freedom starts where shame ends. Walk away from the version of yourself that keeps apologizing. What you regret now may be your wisdom later. Healing means choosing love over punishment for yourself. Even slow growth is sacred. Choose to begin again with compassion, not criticism. The future honors those who release the weight of yesterday. There's nothing weak about starting over. It takes quiet strength. Guilt is a visitor, not a roommate. You are more than your worst moment. The lesson doesn't disappear. It transforms with your courage. What once embarrassed you might inspire someone tomorrow. Don't bury your past. Compost it into wisdom. You can rewrite your relationship with your past. Don't spend forever asking why. Ask, what now? The future belongs to the brave, not the perfect. Growth is invisible at first. Trust the shift before the proof. Start today with honesty, not shame. The you that walked through all that pain deserves a future that feels free. Mistakes aren't ends. They're redirections toward becoming whole. You're allowed to rebuild without explaining why you broke. Just because the path was painful doesn't mean it was pointless. Let go of what made sense back then. It doesn't have to now. Who you used to be taught you who not to be. Becoming someone new sometimes means disappointing old expectations. Honor how far you've come, even if it's not far enough yet.